here we go, the Cardinals and the Golden Bears for the first time in 10 years. And we are underway from the Yum Center. Cal winning the opening tip, and the opening bucket follows moments later, courtesy of Michelle Onya. Louisville's offense has picked up over the last 11 games or so. A very young Louisville team, 8 true freshmen on the roster. The youngest team Jeff Walz has ever had. Dropping his Jada Curry pull-up jumper. Batted back out, offensive board by the Cards. Curry from downtown, that one too strong. Another offensive rebound, another miss up close. And there's Onya.
Well, Louisville averages over 14 offensive rebounds a game, and Jeff Walz said, we got to find ways to put the ball in the bucket. There were missed opportunities right there.
As for Cal, look out for their three-point shooting. Instead, they feed it down low to Onya, double team. They attempt 25 threes a game, and it's their first made one of the night, courtesy of Twidale.
Well, that rotation has to be there. If you're going to send a double on the low block, you've got to get to the next pass, because Cal will make you pay.
So dangerous, living and dying by the three all year, and most of the games they've lived by it. 19 wins. There's Jalea Williams. Over to Taj Roberts, 4-time ACC Rookie of the Week with the miss. Back the other way comes Cal. Hermini, and they continue to feed Onya, and she takes advantage. Her second bucket in the opening minutes. And a timeout called, 7-0 Bears. Take a timeout just like that. Number 21, Cal, comes in on fire. Steph, we talked about Cal's three-point shooting coming in, but they've been doing work in the paint so far.
Well, doing a great job of finding Michelle Onya in the screen and roll action. Louisville late on the rotations, giving up some easy ones.
Louisville 0 for 4 from the field. Cal perfect. But there is the Cards' first bucket of the night, courtesy of Taj Roberts.
We talked about Taj Roberts, a young player who's been really good for Louisville. She just has such great body control and pace. She doesn't get rushed. She can get to the rim.
Cal was among her finalists, but opted up to Louisville instead. There is Luana Cremili with the up-close miss. Back the other way, Curry. Cochran playing in her 157th career game. Drop into the bucket. Meanwhile, and one is Jalea Williams.
Well, Jeff Walz was talking to the officials at that timeout about the contact on the drive, and there's Jalea Williams, goes up through multiple defenders, able to put it in.
The senior transfer from Miami, trying to make it a 5-0 Louisville run after Cal started off red hot. And she does. Golden Bears coming in, making about 9 threes per game, 5th most among power conference teams. They've hit 1 so far here in the opening minutes of the first. As Suarez driving to the bucket, backing her way in the paint, throws it up off the glass and in. They continue to attack under the glass.
Well, I love that Cal is being aggressive to the rim. Certainly they are known as a three-point shooting team, but keeping Louisville off balance early.
Roberts over to Curry. They're working around Cochran down low, up and in. Olivia Cochran, 5 games shy of tying the all-time record for games played. Miss from the outside by Williams. Curry grazes the iron. And they don't want to get in a three-point back and forth battle with Cal, who's one of the best in the nation in that contest. Onya left all alone.
These Cal guards are doing a great job of finding Michelle Onya. Louisville is hard showing. Oftentimes they have 2 on the ball handler, and that 1 pass away is there.
Michelle Onya, who's having a career year, averaging 10.5 and 7. Off to a hot start, but there was Roberts, the freshman. Taj Roberts, 3 20-point games already in her first year. Idale turned it over.
Oh, what a great job right here by Marta Suarez, just using her size and then the pivot right around Nyla Harris. And then inside, Michelle Onya's been running free and making Louisville pay.
8 points in the paint so far compared to just 1-3 for Cal. Louisville, meanwhile, 4 for their last 5 after a cold start. Roberts' pull-up jumper was hassled on that one. Out of bounds. Taj Roberts hit the game winner recently against SMU, part of her 22-point outing.
Jeff Wall's talking about Taj Roberts, and I just asked him, you know, what separates her from a lot of young players that he's had. He said her pace. She doesn't get rushed. She's slow in her decision-making, coming off of on-ball screens, and there you see the defensive effort as well.
Well, and that right there is the Achilles heel of Cal. As we told you, 8 true freshmen on Louisville, youngest team Jeff Wall's tenure. We saw the turnover a moment ago by the Golden Bears. In their losses this year, they average about 20 points per game, 20 turnovers per game. That has killed them when they've hit the loss column.
Especially when you think about playing on the road in the ACC. Ball security is going to be paramount. They've struggled against solid defensive teams, North Carolina, Duke, making sure you give yourself every opportunity and see the double, the blitz coming on the on-ball screen.
Twydale trying to take advantage. That went a little too far inside. And Curry's been everywhere so far. The former Golden Bear nearly turned it over, and she does. Numbers back the other way for Cal. 3-on-2. Williams hits it.
Oh, great job in transition by Cal. Under control, finding the open three-point shooters, unselfish. It's a team that really moves the ball and shares the ball well.
Kayla Williams, the senior transfer from USC, bearing that one. Zamari Berry, freshman out of Tennessee, 5-star recruit. Isela Arenas in there as well, but they go down low to Cochran, working in the paint. Another offensive board for the Cards. Berry buries it.
You cannot afford to give Louisville multiple opportunities on the offensive end. If you're Cal and you play good, solid defense and force contested shots, you got to finish plays with the defensive board.
That has helped bring them right back in this game after trailing 7-0 early. There's Williams out on the wing. Suarez drive into the bucket. Suarez, the transfer a few years ago from Spain, 6'3" senior. It was a nice inside-outside game.
Well, Marta Suarez transferring from Tennessee. Didn't get a lot of time at Tennessee, dealt with some injuries while she was there, but boy, has she been instrumental in the resurgence of the Cal Bears.
Well, that stuck ball makes it 5 for 14 from the field for Louisville. But again, the offensive rebounds have been the story for them so far.
Well, just the activity level, keeping plays alive, and Cal slow to the ball, not disciplined in the box outs and the finishing the plays.
Berry, one of a number of talented freshmen, highly ranked recruits, top 20 recruit in the nation, with the inbounds to Cochran. Gives it up to Curry. Feeds it back to Cochran. Good look and hits it. And a turnover off the inbounds. Arenas over to Curry. Chance to tie or take the lead for Louisville. That is not Cochran's shot. She did think about it. Arenas, freshman, driving off the glass, and we are tied at 16. Crowd comes alive here early at the Yum Center. Louisville 6-3 at home this year. Suarez down low, Onya, she can't miss.
Well, it's so good. I mean, Onya's going to have one-on-one on that low block all day long because the three-point shooters, they spread out the defense. You can't afford to give help. And when it comes from the high post, they're going to get easy opportunities.
Onya 4 for 4, 8 points. Averages 10.5 per game. A whistle, that is traveling on Louisville.
So Isela Arenas has been really coming on for Louisville. Does a great job of working to find the ball, getting herself open, and then soft off the glass. And of course this high-low, if you're going to play this horns action, you've got to deny the ball reversal because the one-on-one is going to be there. Too many three-point shooters are going to force Louisville to stay on the perimeter.
Onya taking advantage. See what they do offensively on this possession. Less than 2 to play in the first quarter. Again, they go to the senior, her first miss of the night. Curry drops it off for Barry. Flying into the paint. Off the glass and in. Tied again. Amari Barry. Her ceiling is limitless. Again, 5-star prospect coming out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Vermilli double teamed. Suarez. Twidell left all alone. Could not connect. Vermilli, she can hit that. There's a rare miss from her. Cal a little bit cold from outside early. Louisville with a chance to take the lead. Nearly did. The rebound by Williams for Cal. Williams, oh, what happened there? Looking for her teammate. Nobody was there, and Louisville capitalizes. The Cards up by 2.
Well, certainly an advantage for Louisville is this young depth. They have a lot of young players. They can come at you in waves.
And Steph, there are the turnovers creeping up again for Cal, their 4th of the quarter. Kayla Williams, senior transfer. They work it around to the freshman Donez. Here is Suarez from outside. Rebound by Curry, shot clock is off. And she will slow it down. The response by Louisville. They have hit 4 of their last 5 from the field. Curry, pull-up jumper. Nearly another offensive board. Kept inbounds to Louisville player and a foul with .1 on the clock.
Yeah, that was not a smart play by Marta Suarez to save that ball. She couldn't quite get it cleanly on the defensive board as it comes off. And right here, you just got to go out of bounds with that thing at the end of the clock. Gives Louisville another opportunity and a foul on her teammate.
It looked like she was trying to send it out of bounds off of Easton Bulolu. Instead, it stayed inbounds. So now it's Amari Barry at the line. Barry now 5 for 7 on the season from the stripe. So it'll be a 3-point Louisville lead after they trailed early. A nice response by the home team.
Well, the defensive effort was there for Louisville. Great job of getting hands on the basketball, running in transition. You're asked to play a different type of role. Certainly, they're still growing on both ends of the floor. But you have seen just in the numbers, the first 11 games of the season to the last 11 games of the season, they've started to come together on the offensive end.
And they forced turnover number 5 right at the start of the second quarter as Cal tried to now force it to Onya a little bit and missed the mark. Sela Arenas, daughter of former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas, wears the same number as her dad, Agent 0. Well, here's Easton Bulola in the paint. Physical play down low, trying to get the offensive board. Cal scoops it up. Well, number 21, Ioana Vermilli, one of the great three-point shooters in the game, 16th most all-time in NCAA history. She will be blanketed all night, Steph, by this Louisville defense. Her teammate Twidell, however, draws the foul.
Well, Louisville's going to come out and they're going to blitz or trap every on-ball screen. They're going to force Cremili to get rid of the basketball. I mean, you said it. Look at what she's done. Over 2,600 points. She is a lethal scorer, lethal shooter from the three-point line. She's become a better playmaker for her team throughout her career. And you've got to try to get the ball out of her hands and force other players to beat you.
After the miss by Twidell, Cremili, the first international player in women's college basketball history to hit 400 career threes. Her teammate Twidell, meanwhile, goes 1 for 2 at the line. But Cremili has said in the past, listen, the numbers, the stats are great, but I transferred here a couple of years ago to Cal to get into the tournament, to make the NCAA postseason. And they're in good shape to do that this year.
And Charmin Smith talking about Cremili and just felt like she deserved to play on a bigger stage. Transferred from University of San Francisco, where she had an outstanding career.
On the other end, the transfer Jalea Williams answers. She's 2 for 2 from the field. So the game plan for Louisville, try and shut down Cremili. They were a little too physical trying to shut her down there.
Well, they got in a position where Williams and Randolph had to switch, and so there was a little bit of a mismatch. And Rest, there's a young player in Randolph really understanding you have the length, you have the advantage right there. Don't need to have the hands. Give her a little bit more space.
There is Cremili off the inbound. 406 career three-pointers. She's number 5 in the nation this year coming into tonight. The double team is there. 4 on the shot clock. Noble has to hurry. They feed Onya. And all of a sudden, she's 0 for her last 3.
Well, what this trapping is forcing Cal to do is it's speeding them up a little bit on the offensive end. They're not getting as clean of looks as they were early in the first quarter.
Randolph, the freshman, spinning at the top of the paint and denied by Onya. Got a little too fancy. Cremili gives it up to the freshman Lola Donez. Twidell. Again, they forced it. And there's a turnover back the other way. Williams gliding into the paint. Came up short. The putback, no. Offensive board, yes! Randolph.
That was 2 outstanding possessions for Louisville on the defensive end of the floor. McKinley Randolph. We saw Louisville work on this in shoot-around today. Coming over, taking the steal. Able to get him into offense. But look at this rotation. Great job by Randolph, getting a hand on it, allowing Louisville to get out in transition and doing what they do best, staying on the offensive glass, getting another bucket.
The 6th seed and Louisville just a couple spots behind at 8. Another turnover nearly forced. Here's Lola Donez, former Gatorade Hawaii Player of the Year. That's number 5 for Cal. Gave it up to Kayla Williams. There's Donez. Charmin loves the poise the freshman exhibits. Cal struggling to find an open shot by the perimeter, and they forced it a few times down low as well. With 1 on the shot clock, that one misses the mark. This is some of the best defense Jeff Walls' team has played in a first half so far this year.
It is, and Jeff Walls talks about the mentality, right, of a team that it takes on the defensive end of the floor, and they haven't had it. As you can see, the offensive rebounds, second chance points, and bench scoring. But this lineup that Cal had out on the floor, they couldn't spread the floor the same way that you would want to. Having Jada Noble and Lola Donez out there at the same time allowed Louisville to not have to give as much on the perimeter.
He was pretty blunt talking to us before the game. He hasn't been happy with their defense, but again, with 8 freshmen, the light bulb could turn on at any moment. Curry with the miss. The rebound ripped down and knocked down was Jada Noble.
Well, Jeff's always pretty transparent, and as long as he's been here, he's had really good defensive teams. And over the last couple of years, they've struggled on this end of the floor.
They have held Cal It's a 2 for 9 shooting from behind the arc, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. The lob down low to Onya, and again, that ain't working right now. On the other end, driving is Roberts and getting it to fall.
I love how Roberts uses the glass. Not only does she have terrific body control, but she understands where she is. She uses the glass to give her a little bit of margin.
Cal, remember they started off the game on a 7-0 run. They've been outscored in this quarter 6-1 so far.
That's a good adjustment on that Horns defense, but I still would like to see Louisville deny that ball reversal.
They're going to force turnover number 9 already. Here's some more Louisville defense.
Yeah, where you're going to see that every time that Cremili comes off of an on-ball screen, there's going to be a double team. It's coming at her, forcing her to get rid of the basketball, and then it comes to decision-making by Cal once the ball is out of the trap. She's going to see this pressure the entire ball game. Can Louisville sustain the discipline off the ball and out of rotation for 40 minutes is the question.
It's been impressive so far. 6-0 Louisville run. Cremili held off the scoreboard so far. Freshman Roberts has looked pretty good here in the first half. Curry left all alone outside. A miss by Marissa Russell.
I'd be interested to see if Sharman Smith makes an adjustment at halftime and plays Cremili more off the ball. Not necessarily in the on-ball screens, but allow her to get the ball on the backside of actions.
Defense just blanketing Cremili. Finds Suarez wide open, but a miss. It remains with Cal. You can see Williams flying in there, number 4 for Cal. Battling Cochran for Louisville. Williams with the inbound. Suarez calling for it. Marta Suarez driving towards the paint. Ran out of room. Cremili. She is hacked and will head to the line.
That was nearly great defense by Jalea Williams. You've got to stay disciplined in this situation. You force Cremili out of her comfort zone. She's putting the ball on the floor. She has to make a counter move. Just force her to hit a tough shot, and if she does, you can live with it.
That'll be the first on Williams. Well, Sunday's ACC women's basketball doubleheader begins in Charlottesville at noon Eastern. Virginia Tech and Virginia, as Cremili misses the first. And then at 2, it's this Cal team ranked 21st in the nation, taking on number 3 Notre Dame on the ACC network. Cremili trying to at least get going at the line. She goes 1 for 2. 7-point game, less than 5 to play in the half. Olivia Cochran gives it up for Russell. Marissa Russell, senior out of Ontario, back to Cochran.
The 2 most experienced players in this system for Louisville. Great execution.
Showing good chemistry. The Cardinals back up by 9. Williams driving and dishing and turned it over. Double-digit turnovers now in the first half for Cal. Williams on the other end, driving to the paint and 1. Jalea Williams brings the fans to their feet here at the KFC Yum Center.
Defense leads to offense. Louisville's at their best when they're able to get out in transition, and that starts with the energy, the intensity, and the execution on the defensive end.
They wanted her to attack more. She is answering the call tonight. A team-high 7 points. And the board by Suarez, and the Golden Bears trying to respond as the lead for Louisville has ballooned to 11. Cal doesn't have an answer in this quarter, getting outscored 10-2. Cremili just nowhere to go. Shot clock at 8. Williams being hassled by Williams. Williams into the paint. Ran into Cochran. Back the other way comes Curry. Circles back out, driving baseline, kicks it in the corner. Williams had a look, passed it up. Russell, baseline, gives it up to Cochran. I mean, just great passing right now. Great teamwork by the Cardinals.
Well, we've seen over the course of conference play, and specifically the last 11 games, this Louisville team starts to gel on the offensive end. The question has been on the defensive end of the floor. Well, they've been exceptional here early in this ball game.
Onya started off 4 for 4. Hasn't made a bucket since. 4 for 7 on the night. Roberts, the miss down low. It's a 12-1 run right now by Louisville. Well, what does Cal have to do offensively to counter in this chess match?
Well, they're just not handling the pressure, not just the blitzing in the traps, but the one-on-one pressure. It's forcing them to be quick in their decision-making, rushing their shots. You know, I'd like to see Cal move Cremili off the ball a little bit, allow Kayla Williams to start to initiate offense. And you can see the numbers in the wins and losses. Field goal percentage down, three-point field goal percentage down. You know, certainly made threes, just really struggling with solid defensive teams.
In 3 of their 4 losses this year, they've been held to 5 threes or less. They have hit just 2 so far tonight. Suarez gets it done at least from the free throw line. Less than 3 to play, and an impressive first half for the home team. That continues with the swish by Cochran. She's into double-figure scoring. Olivia Cochran with 10. Cremili has had to work so hard for just an open look and airball that one. She wanted a foul.
And that's exactly what you want if you're Louisville. You want the opponent's best scorer to have to work for everything that she gets. Get her out of her comfort zone, force her to put the ball on the floor, force her to hit tough contested shots.
Cremili 0 for 3 from the field on the other end. Cochran has 12 points. She has been unstoppable through the first 2 quarters. 15-point lead with less than 2 to play in the half. Again, this has to be one of Louisville's best halves of the season. Cremili. They work her Brown. Williams driving and dishing. Suarez from downtown. Too far inside. The board by Williams. Steps outside. She misses. Suarez down low with the putback. And 1. Well, if they can't get 3 the easy way, they're going to try and do it the hard way at the line.
Louisville wasn't able to finish that play. I thought that was a really good defensive possession. They played with multiple levels of effort. They got to multiple shooters. And when you're in rotation, it makes it really tough to rebound on the defensive end.
16-6 advantage in the second quarter by Louisville. That continues after the missed free throw. Why not go back to Cochran? She's 6 of 8 from the field. Comes up a bit short there off the front of the iron. You had a defender for Cal step out for a moment, too, to try and alter that shot.
Yeah, that's good defense. You'll live with that shot if you're Cal. You want Olivia Cochran taking those fadeaways.
Final 60 seconds of the first half. Cremili again double teamed. And just has to heave it out of bounds. I mean, just frustration on the face of the senior. And you understand why. 12 turnovers in the first half for Charmin Smith. And she knew coming in that was a problem. That was their weakness. Curry returns the favor all alone. Williams flying to the rack. Getting in there to try to get a hand on it was Harris. She was whistled for the foul. It's her first. Cal 4 for 7 from the line. So here's Kayla Williams, a 64% free throw shooter. Well, if they're not going to hit from the field, they got to get it done from the line. But right now, 50% from the charity stripe on the night.
And the free throw line is such a great way to get some confidence, see the ball go through the bottom of the net. But the offensive rebound given up by Louisville. Marta Suarez continuing to be aggressive on the glass.
Kermili finally gets an opportunity, and they needed that desperately.
Well, and you don't want to allow Kermili to see the bottom of the net. Certainly, she can build some confidence heading into this half. And then Cal coming out in the 1-3-1, giving Louisville a different look.
That's her 70th three of the season. Top 5 in the country. Shot clock is off for Louisville. Curry gets it out wide. It is being hassled, forcing a turnover is Cal. Going to the floor, a number of players. Jump ball, possession arrow, Louisville.
Yeah, I thought that was a foul right there in transition. I thought there was a lot of body contact by Curry. Kermili thought so too.
They're having a discussion with Bruce Morris, but to no avail.
Yeah, that never works.
Can't blame her for trying,
Nope.
I guess. An intense first half about to come to an end. And it will, as Louisville responds after trailing early with a 10-point lead. They take into the break the senior Olivia Cochran leading the way with 12 points. Now send it back to the studio with Justin, Kelly, Muffin, and Ivory. For Cal, creeping back up again tonight, 13 in the first half. Want to remind you, ACC Women's Basketball is presented by Ally, the bank that's your ally. Second half underway here in Louisville. Cal, again, has been limited from the three-point line. They averaged 9 per game, hit just 3 in the first half, and 1 of those came in the closing seconds.
Well, I like how they come out of the locker room in execution. Not the turnover, because that's exactly what got them into trouble in the first half. But
it continues again.
It continues too, but looking to use some more off-ball screening action instead of on-ball. See if they can get some looks.
That was Curry with the steal and the finish.
But none of it matters if you don't take care of the basketball and give yourself a chance.
Suarez comes up short. She has continued to battle down low all night. Onya had hands on it. Jump ball, possession arrow, Louisville. Well, Jada Curry spent a few years in Berkeley playing for the Golden Bears. Transferred a couple of years ago. Has become one of the best free throw shooters in the entire nation. 93%, on pace to break a single season record, but just a great addition in general for Jeff Walz.
She is, and I think she's found her way this season with Louisville. Last season, felt like she was trying to press a little bit too much, maybe defer a little bit too much, and Jeff Walz said we need her to stay aggressive. She needs to shoot about 18 shots a game for us to be successful.
She's hit 34 threes, so she has been more active as a scorer, and her team has benefited from that as Louisville turns it over. The Cardinals held the Golden Bears to just 9 points in the second quarter. The lowest defensive second quarter in conference play by Louisville this season. And there's the double team they apply. Here's Kayla Williams. Suarez from the wing buries it.
You know, it's important to remember that the way that Cal can potentially shoot the three, they're never out of a ball game, right? Louisville shoots a lot of twos, makes a lot of twos. You know, Cal can get themselves back in the ball game by seeing a couple shots go through the net.
I mean, Suarez went 4 for 4 from downtown in the win over NC State. She can get hot in a hurry. The deficit cut to single digits, and Cal with the ball. Suarez over to Kayla Williams, the senior from Los Angeles. Terrific two-way player. Nearly 230 steals in her career, and offensively averaging double digits as well, but has to give it up. Kermili scanning the defense, kicks it out to Twydale with the miss. Aaliyah Williams had a strong first half offensively. Cochran was looking down low for a moment. Harris was in the paint. Instead, it's Taj Roberts. Talented freshman baseline, drops it off for Williams. No! And Kermili is down. It looked like she may have gotten poked in the eye. Let's see. She did get hit in the face as they look at her. She may have gotten an elbow to the face.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the left elbow of Taj Roberts. She went to drop that pass off, came right down on top of Kermili.
And you can see Onya following up on Roberts. So that whole mass just got pushed into Kermili. And this one will be looked at a little bit closer with Louisville up by 9 in the third.
The no call on the floor is confirmed incidental contact. It'll be Cal basketball on the end line with a new 10-second backcourt.
Making her get rid of the basketball.
So Cal will inbounds after that foul. Kayla Williams trying to solve this Louisville defense that has had Cal baffled for parts of this game, large parts. But they solve it there. Twydale going to the rack.
That's really good execution. Spread the floor. You know that Louisville's aggressive right now, denying passes on the wings. Get them on the back door.
She usually does her damage from three-point land, but instead going right to the basket. Here's Curry on the other end, working on Williams and one. Curry did appear to bang her head, however. Still down on the floor. Jada Curry, the senior from California, helped up by her teammates.
Well, this is just a great individual play by Curry. Initiates the contact, takes it right there, and then you can see got kneed in the back of the head after the play. And this was just really good execution. And I think Cal's going to have to do more of this. Stay away from the two-man, get into some off-ball screening, some off-ball movement.
Curry will head to the line. Williams, after picking up her second foul, heads to the bench. The intensity, the physicality picking up here in this ACC battle in the final month of the regular season. Just a half game separates these two teams in the conference standings. Louisville with the narrowest of margins.
And now Louisville changing up their three-quarter court, going to the half-court trap instead of the man-to-man and 2-2-1.
We have seen Onya overthrown by her teammates at least 3 times so far tonight. We mentioned the conference standings, Louisville and Cal neck and neck. That went off a Louisville player, so Cal retains possession with now 13 on the shot clock. Pass down low to Onya. Suarez with a good look. Cannot connect.
And I think Cal's got to be able to take advantage on the out-of-bounds plays. Louisville's going 2-3 zone, so they don't have that man-to-man coverage. Find the opening. That was a good look.
Taj Roberts, reigning ACC Freshman of the Week. And a whistle. Gisela Maul, number 12 now in there for Cal, the transfer from Texas. Another dangerous three-point shooter. As Sharman Smith goes to the bench looking for answers. This is going to be close. And there is a 5-second violation. Jeff Walls, obviously not thrilled. Ten-point game with just under 6 to go in the third quarter. Louisville has had a double-digit lead for a good chunk of the last 2 quarters.
Got a mismatch. You got to be able to take advantage.
Yeah, look at Suarez down low on Williams. That one momentarily poked away. Shot clock at 2, but beating the buzzer is Twidell with about 1 second left on the shot clock.
And that's an adjustment for Cal. You knew Louisville was switching on all the horns actions. They had the advantage. They were a little bit late to get there, but able to come up with the 2.
Yeah, you had the 6'3" Suarez on 5'9" Jalea Williams. There is Williams. She's fouled as the shoe comes off.
I mean, this was really good execution, but how about the hustle by Curry to get a hand on it, and then just in scramble mode, and Twidell able to get to the rim. I mean, but this is what you got to do if you're Cal. You've got to find where the matchups are. You got to find different ways to attack. That is still great multiple levels of effort, just a little bit undisciplined at the end defensively by Louisville.
Jeff Walls said, listen, they're freshmen. Rarely does a freshman come in playing defense, but you never know when it's going to turn around. You never know when it's going to click for them.
And I think the most important thing, and he mentioned this, is just it's a mentality. It's got to be an expectation. I mean, it's effort, it's energy, it's controllable. It's just got to matter.
It has mattered to them so far tonight. It's a big reason. They lead by 8. That one banked halfway in and out. Jump ball, and it goes the other way. Lee Randolph, 5-star recruit. So Cal now trying to chip away at this deficit. They've outscored Louisville in this quarter. Now within 8. Suarez. There's Lulu Twidell, sophomore out of Australia. Another missed entry pass, and Louisville comes back the other way. That hasn't worked all night. Offensive foul, however, on the Cardinals. Jeff Walls irate as Olivia Cochran called for her first. The timeout here in Louisville, 42-34 Cards with less than 5 to play in the
there. And I know Jeff Walls was not happy with his guard play, specifically Jada Curry on that play.
Had multiple players knocked down in this quarter, things heating up a bit. A bit of a scoring drought for Louisville, more than 2 minutes. Cal trying to take advantage. Twidell unable to, but offensive board by Maul. Kermili.
Michelle Onya talking to Kermili. She had a mismatch. She was telling her to get the ball to the wing so we can take advantage of it. And they just couldn't get it there. But again, I think the defensive pressure by Louisville, it forces you to rush. it makes you tunnel vision. You're not quite able to see the reads that you would typically see. Sometimes it has to be structured. Sometimes it has to be pre-produced, so to speak, after timeouts.
Well, Jeff Walz said in years past, even when we weren't scoring, we knew we weren't going to let the other team score as Barry hits one. That ends the 2.5-minute scoring drought. They're playing old school Louisville defense tonight. If they can carry this over into the postseason, look out. With the steal, Amari Berry. Suarez hustles back. Roberts. Berry. Hits it! Amari Berry!
Amari Berry was the highest ranked recruit in this outstanding freshman class. She has struggled at times, but certainly Jeff Walz talking about her upside and her ability to score in bunches, and she is showing that here tonight. I mean, what an outstanding effort by Amari Berry. Okay.
Louisville has extended their lead to 13 thanks to their defense here in the third.
Well, they've just done such a great job of playing with energy, playing with effort, being disruptive, making everything that Cal does offensively really, really difficult. And then Amari Berry able to knock down a three. Now, this is the inspired effort that Jeff Walz wants consistently on the defensive effort by his ball club. You know, as a young team with a lot of new pieces, it's just a matter of time because they're going to grow, they're going to continue to get better. Then it becomes building consistency as you head in towards March.
And they've scored 19 points off turnovers. There was a miss by Suarez. Here is Berry, swatted away, and a foul on Suarez. Well, Amari Berry can certainly get hot. She hit 5 threes in a game earlier this year, the most by a Louisville freshman in 4 years. Kind of picks her spots. Tonight, getting hot again, 4 of 5 from the field.
In the first half of the season, averaging over 17 minutes a game, and in the last 10 has really struggled, like under 7 minutes a ball game, and now has had the opportunity and has been able to deliver.
One of a number of freshmen turning it on tonight for Jeff Walz's squad. So Cal pulled within 8. That seems like ancient history now. Just like that, it's a 15-point game. Beating the press, Suarez, Twydale from the corner. Vermilli, that's as good of a look as she will get, and hits it. Second 3 of the night for one of the best in the game.
Cal changing it up on defense now, going with this 1-3-1. Sometimes just something to be a little bit disruptive, make Louisville think.
Todd Roberts finds it open. Cochran off the glass and the rim, batted around, and a whistle. Aggressive defense on Cochran, a little bit too aggressive.
Off of the offensive rebound, Vermilli, that's as much space as she's had all night, able to knock it down. And Twydale has really struggled from the three-point line. I mean, she's a player who shoots it over 40% from the three. Hadn't been able to find it here this evening.
And Twydale 6th in the nation in threes, as Cochran makes the first. But as you talked about, the sophomore Twydale has been struggling. 1 for 7 from downtown so far. And that is the 1,500th career point for Olivia Cochran. And nearly forcing a turnover. A split second after that was her teammates. But again, what a career for the senior out of Columbus, Georgia. Also has nearly 1,000 rebounds as well. I think the most important stat, it's a mind-boggling stat in her career. They're 59-9 at home. Kermili over Cochran, no.
Oh,
Onya nearly took a spill in the paint.
yeah, I felt like Taj Roberts got away with a little push there.
Amari Berry will head to the line. Well, you can tell with these freshmen like Berry for Louisville right now, there's no thinking, no hesitation. They are just reacting and going.
And that's what it's got to be, being able to use their instincts. But there is something to be said for playing at a certain energy and intensity level and how that allows you to play instinctually.
I want to remind you, Wednesday night on the ACC Network, catch a doubleheader highlighted by the biggest name in college basketball, Cooper Flagg, #2 Duke taking on Cal at 9 Eastern. Before that, it's Stanford and Georgia Tech at 7 on the ACC Network.
I was able to catch Cooper Flagg live in person this season at home in Durham, and boy, he's not just incredibly talented and skilled, but his poise, his versatility, his ability to deliver passes as much as score. He's an exciting young fella.
We'll wait to see that matchup coming up. And right off the inbounds here, there was a whistle a moment ago. Amari Berry, by the way, got a hand from the crowd as she gets a breather after a great third quarter. Look at that defense by Jalea Williams, staying right with Kayla Williams. Cal having to work every possession offensively just to get an open look.
And Louisville going 9-10 deep on the bench and being able to maintain that defensive energy and consistency wearing on Cal.
Kermili may have got away with a shove. Onya down low. That is her first bucket since the opening minutes of the ball game. Cochran. Curry pulls up. Onya fighting for it, and coming up with it was Jada Noble, the senior transfer from Washington. Kermili. Gisela Mall. Kermili's got to take that. She gets hit on the attempt. And hurt as well, grabbing her back momentarily. Talked about this third quarter being extremely physical. She's already been knocked down twice.
Well, after the trap, there was a miscommunication on who was going to run back, and certainly, no, you don't want Kermili to have an open three, but you don't want to foul a three-point shooter either. And this could be upgraded depending upon what they see.
They will take a look at that one as Cochran came crashing into Kermili.
Well, it looks like they're going to look for after the foul contact.
Crowd not thrilled. Cochran, you could see holding her hands to her head right after committing that foul. Obviously accidental. And then Kermili just slammed into the floor on her back. Well, if you're Cal, this is a big spot right here. If you can get a 4-point play, potentially, and try and cut the deficit to single digits entering the fourth quarter, seems like it would make a world of difference.
Yeah, and it didn't look, as far as, you know, thinking about what your quote-unquote reckless closeouts look like or anything like that. It didn't look like that. It just looked like contact.
I think the fall looked hard.
There are no additional fouls on the play.
Yeah, the fall looked
Cal will
hard.
have 3 free throws.
So they'll stick with the 3 free throw attempts for Kermili. Again, fall looked hard, and right afterwards, Cochran looked extremely apologetic.
Well, and you said it, Cochran, hands on the head. She knew she needed to be a little bit more disciplined in that situation. but I still applaud the extra efforts, the multiple levels of effort from Louisville to get to three-point shooters, the sense of urgency that they've had on the defensive end of the floor.
Kermili will shoot three. She's an 80% free throw shooter on the season. Hits the first. Couple of threes this evening. Top 5 among active players. 16th most three-pointers among all players in NCAA history. And 3 big free throws for Kermili makes it a 10-point contest with less than a minute to go in the third. Taj Roberts sending it over to Rudolph. Left all alone is Arenas and hits! Isela Arenas.
That's got to feel good for Arenas, coming off of a game where she was held scoreless against Notre Dame. She has continued to find more minutes on the floor because of efforts that she brings on both ends.
Got an 11-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And that'll be a foul on Jalea Williams.
And I don't think that's a bad foul. I think that Cal had an advantage right there. They're not in the penalty. You get an opportunity for Louisville to reset your defense.
Just under a 1-second difference now between the shot clock and the game clock. Kermili looked up for a moment. Williams on her. To her right, back to her left. Kicks it over to Williams. Pump fake, drives, pull-up jumper, and Kayla Williams hits it. This one heaved cross court. And Louisville will take an 11-point lead into the final quarter.
That was good execution by Cal. Great job of getting the bucket, getting
exactly what they have done through 3 quarters.
Well, they've done such an outstanding job with their defensive energy, their execution. They've come out with a tough mentality. They've made everything difficult for the Cal Bears, and certainly 17 turnovers they forced, 19 points off of those turnovers. So really important from an execution standpoint and a challenge standpoint. I mean, Jeff Walz has been challenging his team on the defensive end of the floor. They've been in the bottom part of the ACC the entire season. Can they turn that around to give themselves a chance?
Jeff Walz did bring up a good point to us before the game, saying, listen, all but one of our losses have come to top 15 teams. 6 of their 7 losses. The squad's in the top 15. There's an offensive board thrown away, however, by Louisville. Noble, Gisela Ball. Transfer from Texas getting extended playing time in this one. As again, Charmin Smith looking for answers. Her offense has been stymied through 3. Shot clock under 10 yet again. Kermili. A bit too far away.
Well, that skip pass is open when they get into that horns action. It's coming from heavy help on the backside. The skip is there, but the ball pressure is making that pass difficult.
As for Louisville, I mean, their 15-7 record a bit deceiving. They played one of the toughest schedules in the nation up to this point, and they have the toughest remaining schedule in the ACC for the rest of the regular season. You can't base it all off that overall record, but again, they are 8-3 in the ACC, a half game ahead of their opponent tonight. Cochran barreling into the defender. Both players go down. That'll be an offensive foul. Still down on the floor is Onya.
Well, Cochran is so good at that fadeaway, so as soon as she goes to spin right here, Onya does a good job of closing the gap, and then Cochran with the obvious lowering of the shoulder. So good job of staying disciplined by Onya.
Making her presence felt, that's for sure. Oof. That is now 3 fouls on the senior. And Onya appears to be okay. remaining in the game. Less than 9 to play in the contest. On the night, Cal's offense has been held to less than 40% shooting. Just 5 for 22 from downtown. Onya with the answer.
I really like Kayla Williams initiating offense in those on-ball screen situations. Not coming with 2 to her, allowing Cormelia to keep the floor spaced on the weak side.
Cochran looking for help. There's Arenas driving amongst the trees, bounces around and out. Cochran there for the putback. She's up to 16. And a turnover off the inbounds. Number 18 on the night for Cal.
Well, every time you think Cal has an opportunity to make a little bit of a run, a turnover happens, an unforced or forced turnover, but again, got to give credit to this Louisville defense.
They average 20 turnovers per game in their losses. They're right about at that number. Cochran. Taj Roberts driving and swatted away by Onya, and a stare down emphatically afterwards.
Well, this is great defense. Of course, 3 defenders right there, and Onya able to get that left hand on it.
The senior from California, the team leader in blocks, adds another to her resume. Missed by Curry. And Onya with the board. It's come out even feistier since being knocked down by Cochran a moment ago. Suarez. The feed down low. Curry knocked to the ground. Offensive foul. That's 3 on Onya.
This is a great job by Curry of trying to get in front. No, certainly she has a disadvantage, but using her speed to try to get in front of Onya. She's right there at that elbow height.
This second half has been a physical battle between these two squads. The missed scoop by McKinley Randolph.
See how far out Cal is running their offense. I mean, the pressure by Louisville forcing them so far out beyond the three-point line.
Cormelia, another miss. Williams racing down the floor, shoving the paint, gets away with it, and the bucket. She's got 9, Louisville by 13. Look at Cochran hustling out on defense. There's another turnover forced by Williams. And lost it out of bounds. Well, staying with it was Kayla Williams to force the turnover for Cal. Defense ratcheting up here in the fourth. 6.5 to go. Cal with a scoring drought of more than 2 minutes. They've got within 8 in the second half, and that's it. Another whistle. That will be on the freshman, McKinley Randolph, her third. Sharman Smith has a conversation with Bruce Morris. Cal, one of the top three-point shooting teams in the nation. Their stars, Twydale and Cormelia, just 3 combined. The team has made 5 three-pointers, but missed 18. Quick pass down low, Suarez. 1-on-2 comes up short.
And that's great scouting report defense by Randolph. Getting on the left shoulder of Suarez, and good defense leads to opportunity in transition. Louisville not able to cash in.
There's a steal by Curry, and the basket! Jada Curry. The fans have to be thrilled with this overall performance, one of the best defensive performances of the season by this club. And Curry will head to the line after the steal and the offensive finish.
Well, and one of the most consistent efforts by Louisville this season, and you mentioned that they played a tough schedule. Jeff Walz and his staff always put together a tough schedule. It prepares them for these moments, and they're starting to come together on both ends at the right time.
Louisville with their largest lead of the game. If they can hang on, they enter the night. Charlie Cream's number 8 seed. Cal was number 6. How much do those positions change? If Louisville can hang on, another Cornelia miss. 7-0 Cardinals run. 5.5 to go. You hold an offense like Cal to 46 points with less than 6 to play. You have done an excellent job on the defensive side of the floor. Turnover. Cornelia. And fouled by Randolph, who is trailing the play. The shot is waved off. That'll be the 4th on the freshman. Kenzie Randolph, daughter of former NBA All-Star Zach Randolph. Zebo, who comes to a number of games here at the KFC Yum Center. But she just picked up 4, and Onya gets the basket. But again, to get back in this game, Cal's going to have to start hitting from 3.
No, and they've got to start forcing some turnovers. This is not a team in Cal that forces a lot of turnovers or gets a lot of steals in general. They've been a solid defensive team when it comes to field goal percentage defense, but you got to get more possessions right here. And Louisville just continuing to be efficient on the offensive end.
Cochran has matched a season high with 18 points. Cornelia being hassled again by Roberts. Hand in the face of the senior, the lob down low perfectly to Onya, but had it knocked out of bounds. Cal retains possession. Timeout on the floor. They're playing with a little extra juice against her old team. Louisville plus 11 with Curry on the floor. Off the inbounds, another miss from outside by Cal. Well, Louisville's got an unbelievable stretch going. They're trying to continue tonight. They've won 49 straight when allowing fewer than 60 points. That stretch goes back 4 years. Trying to make it 50 consecutive wins with that number tonight. Cal running out of time, 4 minutes to go. Kayla Williams. Twidell, the sophomore. Good look for Gisela Ball. She hits that. In limited opportunities at Texas, she could deliver from three-point land, but her team's still down by 13.
Yeah, you've got to get a little bit more aggressive defensively if you're Cal. You can't afford to be soft. You got to get more possessions. You got to find a way to create some turnovers. And right now, Louisville's just doing a great job of milking the clock.
It seems like the air's been taken out of Cal a little bit here. 66-51. Urgency has gone away a bit here in the waning moments of this contest. Cornelia. Williams with a clear path baseline. Again, this is the first meeting between these two now ACC schools. Cal joining the conference in the offseason. First meeting between these two teams in a decade, 2015 in this building. Last time it happened. Louisville getting the best of Cal here in the rematch. Found the transfer, Gisela Mall. Well, Jeff Walz again has to be pleased. It's just one game, but is this the game where finally everything clicks for this freshman-loaded squad defensively?
Yeah, certainly freshman-loaded, getting a lot of production from freshmen. And you look at right now in time and score, it's the upperclassmen on the floor with Taj Roberts.
Missed by Williams. 2 minutes to play in a 13-point game. The lob to Onya. And she'll head to the line. No opportunity for a three-point play. Onya does have a double-double, 14 and 10. 14th career double-double. But her team's still down by double digits.
At the line for Cal, number 0, Onya will shoot 2.
Onya misses the first. Coming up tonight after our game is Nothing But Net with Justin Kelly, Muffet, and Ivory as they break down the day in hoops across the ACC tonight at 10 Eastern. The ACC Network. Onya goes 1 for 2.
Well, it's not getting any easier for Cal. Going to go on the road at Notre Dame. And it certainly doesn't for Louisville either. But if you're the Cards, again, you got to feel good. 9-2 in the last 11. Starting to come together on the offensive end. You can see it in the numbers. And if you're Jeff Walz, continuing to show the energy, the effort, the execution in film on the defensive end here tonight, because that is what it's going to take.
Absolutely something to build off of. They'll have what is a noon Eastern time matchup on Sunday against Stanford. But for the visiting Cardinal,
Stanford,
that's a 9 a.m. Pacific game.
Yikes.
You'll be up bright and early for that, right?
Sure will be. Looking forward to that one.
Lane violation. And coming into the game now, Elif Istanbuloglu, sophomore out of Istanbul, Turkey. And they just get it across half court. Istanbuloglu, that's not where she wants to be. They do end up fouling her. Kermili called. Cal was seeking their first 20-win season in 6 years, which is also the last time they made the NCAA tournament. For Louisville, looking for their second win against a ranked team. Again, 6 losses to top 15 squads. But in pretty good shape right now with about 47 to go.
Louisville's gotten production on both ends from multiple players. Their bench has been outstanding. That certainly is an advantage that they're going to have as they continue to progress in ACC play.
Jalea Williams was not fouled and ended up throwing it away.
And she put herself in a bad position, staying on this sideline, unknowing that the trap was coming.
For Cal, if you can put up a few quick threes, who knows what can happen over the final 90 seconds.
Well, you got to go faster than this.
Yes, Williams driving to the basket. Throws up kind of a wild shot. Onya kicks it back out. Twydale has to have it. Does not. Offensive board. Drive into the basket. Instead, another miss. It's a defensive foul.
Yeah, and I like that call. I mean, there's no restricted area in women's basketball anymore. It's a dangerous play to try to take a charge right underneath the bucket.
And what do you make about them looking for 2s instead of 3s?
No, I think that at that point it was just trying to make a play. And I don't mind this, right? Because you're getting an opportunity to score points with no time coming off the clock. Felt like there was a missed opportunity on an offensive rebound to get a quick score. But it's a multi-possession game. You just got to get a bucket.
Twydale, sophomore, makes the first. Cal 10-16 from the line tonight. She makes both. 9-point contest as Isela Arenas, the freshman out of Porter Ranch, California, re-enters the game. Curry gets cross court with Williams in front of her, and then she turns it over. Gisela Moll back the other way, and a foul on Taj Roberts. And things have gotten interesting here in the final moments.
And it's one of those situations, yeah, you can see the foul right there, but one of those situations where, again, if you know that Cal is coming with a trap, you want to stay off the sideline, you want to stay out of the corners. You have timeouts if you need them. The worst thing you can do is turn it over for a score. But Cal not able to take advantage.
They have missed 7 free throws tonight. They trail by 9. Moll hits the second. Jalea Williams, the senior, back in the game for the Cardinals. And she will inbound. Curry instead. It's passed off to Roberts. A double team on, and a timeout called by Jeff Walls, who's frustrated on the Louisville side of the court. Well, for Coach Walls, he has relied heavily on the senior Olivia Cochran, who has tied a season high with 18 points and added 9 boards as well.
Well, she's been terrific, and Jeff Walls told us, he said, we've got to attack in the post. I think we have an advantage there, and she's done it in a lot of different ways. Great in the 2-man, good in the pull-up. They're an offensive foul. Physicality has been there, certainly, but getting loose on the offensive rebounds. I mean, Olivia Cochran has been the anchor for this team and this program the entire 5 years that she's been here, and she has one-on-one coverage. She makes the right reads. She didn't force anything. She's an emotional leader for this team, and she's been absolutely outstanding.
It's been a senior and a freshman. Joining Cochran is the first-year player Amari Berry, 14 points on efficient shooting, 4 of 5 from the field. Curry being hassled, gives it up to Williams, who is finally fouled by Moll with 1:02 on the clock.
If you're Curry, you got to hold on to the ball. You're a 93% free throw shooter, and you're giving it to Jalea Williams, who's a 56% free throw shooter. I know she was anticipating the contact, didn't want to turn it over.
Right now, Curry is the greatest free throw shooter in Louisville history as far as a single season is concerned. As you said, 93%, but it'll be...
No, she's trying it.
Her right calf as well.
This is a good try, though, I think. But if you're Jada Curry, I would walk to the free throw line, too.
Okay, we'll see if referees catch on. You can see Bruce Morris with a big smile on his face. Like, nice try, Jada. Nice try.
She does a good job of getting open right here. I know they were trying to foul her, and there probably was a foul. It wasn't called. But yes, Jalea Williams is the one.
As you mentioned, Williams a 56% free throw shooter. About that, that's the first. That ends a 7-0 Cal run. And Williams makes the second. We're back to a 10-point game.
There you go, Jalea Williams.
Clutch free throw shooting by the senior transfer from Miami. Final minute of play. Kayla Williams racing around Cochran and drew the foul.
These are the moments that you want to pull your hair out as a coach, right? Like, and you just keep saying, like, what are we doing right here? Defend without fouling. A 2 doesn't hurt you. where you get it out, you can bring it down the floor.
And you lose somebody who's arguably been your best player tonight.
Absolutely, and you allow your opponent, who's trying to come back in this game, to score with no time coming off the clock.
It will be Kayla Williams, who is a 64% free throw shooter. And Cal has outscored Louisville in this quarter.
At the line for Cal, number 4, Kayla Williams will shoot 2.
But another stoppage in play, with Cal getting another opportunity to cut the deficit. They have missed so many free throws tonight.
Yes, they have.
That is now 8 missed free throws.
I always think it's funny that fans never think that 14 fouls, even when it's an obvious foul.
That has been evident tonight. That is the 9th missed free throw for the team in a 10-point game. And a foul immediately after that on Onya. That'll be her 4th.
And it's tough. I mean, you dissect everything certainly when you're a coach, but you look at how difficult it was for you on the offensive end of the floor, and then think about missed opportunities when you have the freebies. Missed opportunities to close the gap, missed opportunities to get a little bit of a run, and then certainly when you see the spread at the end of the game, that's something that's highlighted.
Some self-enforced errors for Cal, 22 turnovers. We talked about the missed free throws. Meanwhile, Louisville returns the favor. Harris misses both. And a timeout called.
And again, if you're Louisville, you got to stay disciplined. This is a good three-point shooting team in Cal. They have not shot the ball well tonight, but they are certainly capable. You know, if you're Sharman Smith, again, you haven't played very good basketball here tonight, and the way that you shoot it, you can still be in striking distance, but you've got to be efficient. You got to knock down a shot. You've got to know that you're going to foul right away.
Cal's number 21 in the nation. How much of a concern is this performance tonight if you're Sharman Smith?
I think the concern is that they've struggled in conference play shooting the basketball. You know, they've gone from, you know, shooting it 36% overall and better than that in the non-conference to shooting it poorly from the three-point line in conference play. Haven't been able to score it quite as easily. They've been solid defensively, but in league play have struggled at times. And most importantly, you've got to be able to give yourself a chance and take care of the basketball. Got to be more disciplined with the basketball in your hand. Well, I'll tell you, Hannah Hidalgo has been special. I mean, she's been a leading candidate for Player of the Year, not just in the ACC, but in the country.
Cal will meet up with her in a few days. Cornelia, meanwhile, out of the timeout to make it an 8-point game. Curry holds up, circles back, in a bit of trouble, finds Arenas. They got to get it across. She's fouled by Suarez. And that will be the 5th foul on Suarez. Arenas, meanwhile, 5 for 6 in her college career at the free throw line. Sharman Smith calls her team over to discuss the situation with 38.6 to go.
And with one timeout and this much time left on the clock, if you're Sharman Smith, you want to use this opportunity as a timeout, right? To be able to get the ball across, know what we're going to run, make sure we get organized.
Big free throws for the freshman out of California, Arenas. And now all of a sudden Louisville struggling late at the line. Makes the second. And every one important down the stretch here for both teams. Another stoppage in play as we take a look around the ACC scoreboard this evening. That's, and we just mentioned the double-double against Virginia. Sophie Burrows dropped 28 on Virginia Tech. And how about Pittsburgh coming off the loss the other night to this Louisville team? got all but 4 points from their starters against BC. And of course, nationally, you and I were keeping an eye on that UConn-Tennessee game.
Yes.
Lady Vols come out on top. Situation here in Louisville, 1 timeout for the Cardinals, none for Cal, 0 fouls to give for either team. Inbound to Williams. Curry in front of her. Williams driving baseline. Gets it to go and 1! Unreal. As a coach, I can see the steam coming out of your ears.
I mean, this is unbelievable. You know, this is a great take. They missed a 3-point hammer on the backside, but good job of knocking down a shot by Williams. You know, the contact was probably low. We couldn't really see it, but
she's got to hit this free throw, and she does. Just like that, it's a 6-point game.
And as good as Louisville has played defensively, they have had the breakdown in this last 4 minutes of this fourth quarter. Yeah, and Jeff Walls talking to his players to go get the ball.
And the foul was on Twydale. Steph, 5 minutes ago, Louisville led by 16.
Yeah. This is that consistency thing, right? This is the consistency thing that we're talking about. And this, you can't talk about this being a young team, because it's the upperclassmen that are on the floor and have been on the floor for Jeff Walls. This is an intensity thing. Like, this is staying locked in. This is knowing that your margin for error is small.
Arenas misses the first. Suddenly the smiles are gone on the Louisville bench. But again, Arenas makes the second. Cal's got to hurry. Looking for Cormeli. There she is. Inside the arc. Twydale wide open for 3. No! That would have been huge. Louisville gets it across half court and then thrown out of bounds. But still only 8.9 on the clock, making it interesting right to the last second.
I mean,
Jeff Walls' blood pressure has got to be through the roof.
Got to be beside himself.
Double dribble. And finally,
woo,
the fans here can exhale a bit. Cal made it interesting. Final seconds tick off, and Louisville hangs on for the 70-63 win against the Golden Bears. So that'll do it here from the KFC Yum Center. For Steph White, I'm Alex Loeb. Coming up next is Nothing But Net. Good night from Louisville.